San Antonio. Years after he walked away from the job that seemed like any basketball coach's dream, Gene Bartow would joke about it. It wasn't so much that he was worried UCLA would fire him, he said. But assassinated, that's a different thing. Bartow, who died in 2012, was 44 years old when he got an offer he couldn't refuse, replaced John Wooden, who announced his retirement on March 29, 1975, and won his 10th NCAA championship 2 days later. But it didn't take long before Bartow realized he made a mistake leaving Illinois after one season. The pressure of replacing Wooden and the microscope he was living under in Los Angeles made him miserable and paranoid. The stress ate away at him, literally. And even though UCLA went 52-9 under Bartow, reaching a Final Four and a Sweet 16, he left after 2 years to become the athletics director and head coach of Alabama Birmingham's startup program. Deep down, I thought we might be able to win the national championship that third year and I kind of wanted to battle on through it, Bartow told the Los Angeles Times in 1990. But I kept thinking, even if we go undefeated and win the national championship, would it really change some of the things that were ingrained? Quote, follow the madness. NCAA men's tournament bracket, scores, schedules, teams and more. For generations, Bartow's early departure and the 4 coaches after him who either failed miserably or couldn't cope with the demands of the UCLA job, defined one of the most prominent axioms in sports. You never want to be the coach who follows a legend. So when Duke announced on June 4, 2021, that 33-year-old Jon Scheyer would replace Mike Krzyzewski the following April, it would have been reasonable based on history to predict the worst. To wonder if Scheyer was offered up as a sacrificial lamb in an impossible situation. To be skeptical that a first-time head coach less than a decade removed from his playing career could credibly lead a program that had been under Krzyzewski's rule for 42 years. And yet on Saturday night here at the Alamodome, just 3 years into his tenure, Scheyer will lead Duke out of the tunnel and onto the court for a Final Four game against Houston with a powerhouse program that has quickly been remade in his image, and a potential championship team that he constructed without any real connection to the Krzyzewski era. It has arguably been the smoothest, most successful, drama-free transition from legend to replacement in the history of sports. I'll tell you how good Jon Scheyer has been, Houston coach Kelvin Sampson said. Nobody talks about him replacing Coach K anymore. He's Jon Scheyer. He's got his team in the Final Four. I think that speaks volumes. Anyone who thinks it was always going to play out this way, or that Duke's program was going to stay on autopilot in a post-Krzyzewski world because of its brand or the significant money the school and its boosters committed to the roster simply doesn't understand how difficult these transitions typically are in college sports. Predictions. Our experts forecast who wins Final Four semifinals top seeds. Where does this Final Four rank with the best ever? Whether it was Lute Olson's messy handoff to Kevin O'Neal at Arizona, the complete meltdown at UConn after Kevin Ollie won a shocking national title in his second year replacing Jim Calhoun, or Villanova having to cut the cord with Kyle Neptune just 3 years into the post-Jay Wright era, failure is normal. What's happened at Duke is the outlier. It's not easy, said new UNLV coach Josh Pastner, who was 31 back in 2009 when he was tabbed to replace John Calipari at Memphis. You feel the pressure, there's no doubt about it. You can't not feel it. I couldn't be Coach Calipari. What he did there, only one guy could do that. So you've got to be comfortable in your own skin. You have to do it the way you believe is the right way, and there's mistakes along the way, and I'm sure John has felt that. So I understand it, and the job he's done following Coach K is about as impressive following a legend at that stature as we've seen in the recent time of any sport, not just college basketball. The credit, of course, goes mostly to Scheyer. He's been up to the job in recruiting, securing 4 straight number 1 ranked classes while using the transfer portal to fill in some holes and boost the experience level of the roster. He's been perfectly capable in the X and O department, and he's shown a high level of emotional IQ, projecting a presence that is both commanding and approachable while avoiding the trap of cosplaying as a Krzyzewski clone. But a lot of credit goes to Krzyzewski, too, because of how thoughtfully and delicately he's handled his part in the transition. It's possible Krzyzewski will be somewhere in the stands watching Saturday, though it's not a guarantee. Since coaching his last game at the Final Four in 2022, he has maintained an office at Duke as an ambassador for the program of sorts, but has chosen to be circumspect about his appearances at Duke games or other places where he might draw attention away from Scheyer. Though Krzyzewski hosts a weekly radio show, it seems that his general posture has been to help when needed behind the scenes but to mostly stay out of the way. Coach K has given me amazing room to be myself, said Scheyer, who was the point guard in 2010 for Krzyzewski's fourth championship team. I think he understands when he's around, just the gravity and the people looking at him and all that. But our communication has been the same all the time. I'll tell you, in the toughest moments that I've had as a head coach my first 3 years, the person I call is him. And for him to talk me through different moments or situations, not many coaches still have their coach. I do, and I couldn't be more grateful to that. Not many coaches truly want the program to succeed once they're done, and I think part of his legacy forever will be the fact that he set our program up for such success. We're able to be in the Final Four in year 3, and it's a credit to him and how the succession has gone down. In retrospect, Krzyzewski clearly understood and internalized the complicated nature of what would follow when he announced his retirement in the summer of 2021 but gave himself one more season to coach.